Germany is now offering Syrian migrant families 3,000 euros to go home. That might sound like a lot of money. It's about 4,500 bucks Canadian. But of course, it's a fraction of a sliver of what it costs to settle those refugees in the West. It's 6 figures minimum. 3 grand in euros, 4,500 bucks, that's a bargain. And that's if you're only counting economic costs. The social costs of misfit migrants in the West is enormous, just in terms of crime and the infusion of Sharia culture. So Justin Trudeau rushed in 40,000 poorly vetted, poorly screened Syrian migrants to Canada. It has not been a success. It's been almost 2 years, and the unemployment rate for these migrants is still 90% plus. They haven't learned English or French in the main. They have no skills. Most of them don't even have a high school degree, and that's a Syrian high school. Not exactly useful over here. They're all the food banks. They're economically without hope. They're jamming up our food banks. They're on welfare. I always think of this guy. I've shown him to you several times. He's a Syrian migrant stuck in Atlantic Canada. No friends, no English, no one speaks Arabic. He's got no job. He has no skills. He just sits on his porch all day smoking and drinking coffee. As you know, this particular man was later convicted of beating his wife for half an hour with a hockey stick, and he actually told the court that he didn't know that was illegal in Canada because Trudeau certainly didn't tell him or the other 40,000 Syrian migrants. No one apparently told this Syrian migrant that you can't grope young men at the water park. No one apparently told this Syrian migrant that you can't grope young women at the water park. So yeah, there is a cultural misfit too. They have a rape culture in Syria. I'm sorry, if you don't cover up a woman in a personal body bag, either a hijab or a niqab, you're signaling that she's rapeable. Bring in 40,000 people from that kind of culture. Don't be shocked if they live how they've always lived, and if our police and prosecutors and judges just call it vibrant diversity. That's what they said to the man in Windsor. Not a day in jail. But seriously, as I've always do when I see that old man drinking coffee and smoking, bored out of his mind, lonely, useless and feeling useless, and it's not good for a man to feel useless. I hate him because he's a wife beater. But in another way, I am sympathetic to that man because we brought him here. We recruited him. We told him it was great here. He'd love it here. He'd fit in here. This was a place for him. No, I'm sorry, it's not. The food, the climate, the language, the culture, the economy, the people. I'm sorry, it has not been a fit for him at all. That's what he says too. Or most of the 40,000 others Trudeau rushed here, 90% of them still not working. Now, it's better to live in an alien place, lonely and bored and out of sorts, than to be killed by ISIS. But that is over now. It's done. It's safe to go back home now. No need to come here anymore and sit on the porch all day, bored. Problem solved. By Russian and American jets and bombs and soldiers, not by the United Nations. By Putin and Trump, not by Trudeau and Obama. If Germany itself is paying Syrians 3,000 euros to go back, why don't we? That's an excerpt from my daily TV show, The Ezra Levant Show. Normally it's behind a paywall, but I thought you'd like this video, so we put it on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to watch the daily show every day, including always 2 interviews a day, and I read my hate mail, just click on this screen and become a premium member.